Welcome back to another video by Guardian Angel Tutoring Services. I decided to do a video on creating a course planner or an enrolment planner. Every undergraduate degree in Australia is 72 credit points in total, and each subject that we do is 3 credit points. So each degree has a set of criteria that we must adhere to in terms of the credit points and how we achieve them. So these will all be different depending on the type of undergraduate degree you're doing. And this one that I've got in front of me here that I'm going to create is based on my undergraduate degree, which was a Bachelor of Arts in Indigenous Studies. So for my degree, I needed 9 credit points of core subjects, and these were the 3 core subjects, 12 credit points at level 1, 3 credit points had to be an SS or an IA subject, obviously the major, which is made up of 18 credit points, 9 credit points of any level 1, 2 or 3 subject out of a selection of arts subjects that they gave us, 3 credit points of level 2 or 3, and 18 credit points specifically of level 2 or 3 arts subjects. So down here what I did was I created a formula. So the count A formula counts everything in here, so it counts 1, 2, 3 cells, and it times that by 3 to give me my 9. So my 12 credit points at level 1 were EV1005, EV1008, IA1007, and EV1009. So again, counts the 4, times it by 3, I know I've hit my 12 credit points. And again, SS 1010, my 3 credit points. My majors were IA 2016, and I think I can actually just copy these over to save us some time. Oh, look at that. 18 credit points. My 9 credit points were made up of these subjects. My EV subject in here was my level 3 subject, and then these were the subjects that I did at level 2 and 3 that were art subjects. And as you can see, that got me through to my 72 credit points. Now, I'm quite I suppose a control freak would be the word for it, so I like to look at these through. But originally I hadn't intended to do these subjects, and in my final 2 weeks before my final semester, to get into my honours choice, I had to change suddenly a lot of my topics to anthropology topics because Indigenous Studies was no longer offered as an honours in my university. So all of a sudden I found myself with 15 credit points short that I had to make up of a variety of different topics. So this at least helps you know that if you're just picking them semester by semester, whether you've got the criteria to actually complete your degree, where they'll look at this and say, yes, she or he has hit the criteria with the 72 credit points. They've just not got random 72 credit points and gone, yay, we're winging it. So on the tab here, we've got the info, and below we've got the plan. So in year 1, in semester 1, we start and we look and we go, okay, what subjects do I want to do? What subjects are available? Because obviously in different universities, different subjects are offered at different time. So for example, my university, some subjects are offered in semester 1 and semester 2, some are only available in semester 1 of particular years, some are only offered every second year. So, and obviously some subjects you have to have a prerequisite subject to be able to go through into the next level. So you must have a level 1 subject before you can get into the level 2 of the subject, for example. So I started off, I did an Indigenous Australian subject, and then when I completed it, I put complete. I knew that that gave me 3 credit points, and we'll say I got a distinction for it. I did my SS 1010 subject, so if we go back to the information, we can see that this is technically a core subject because I had to do this SS 1010 or a specific other IA subject, but because I had so many IA subjects in my major, I was very confined to having to do this SS 1010 subject. So if we go back to the plan, I've knocked that one over straight away in my first semester. And because I was very nervous about starting university, I started with 3 subjects in my first semester. I didn't want to overload myself because I wasn't quite sure, as a new student and a new mother, how I would go. And as you can see, it didn't go too badly. In semester 2, I hit some health issues and had to draw back a little, so I did 2 subjects. Points. Now this subject, I actually was given a waiver for the prerequisite for that one, and I actually did as a block subject. So this was the only subject that I did in my second semester. This one was actually a international trip to Singapore, which was a 2-week block that I did in January. So as you can see, I've done 9 credit points there, 6 credit points, and so if I say equals sum, and I add my 9 and my 6, so I like to see everything written down, I can say excellent, I've knocked over 15 credit points already. So year 2 comes around. So I look back at my information sheet. So if we actually take these back out, we can look at the plan and we can go, alright, okay, she did IA 1007, which was a level 1 subject. I did my SS 1010 subject. I did my EV 3404, which could be my 3 credit points of level 2 or level 3. I did EV 1008, which was part of my 12 credit points for level 1. And there we go. I've already started filling in my information to help me know that I've now got 51 credit points I've still got to achieve. I haven't even started my major or my 9 credit points here or my 18 credit points here. So year 2 rolls around, and I tell you what, it rolls around really pretty quickly. So I did a law subject. Now the reason I've got a status here is that you could put it on hold, you could fail it, you could fall sick, and you might want to put a status saying deferred, or you might come to the end of the subject, and this subject, for example, had an exam, and say, for example, you fall sick and you have to defer the exam, you can put the status as exam deferred. And it just lets you keep a track, and a quick and easy track of what you've done and what you haven't done. So that's, again, your 3 credit points. And then once you finish the subject, you can put in your grade. And then I now know that LA 2902 is one of my subjects here for my any subject at a level 1, 2 or 3. And then going on to filling them down, I can now just select across here. We'll save some time for us all here, otherwise the video will be really long. Nobody likes really long videos. We put in our subjects here. We go over to the information sheet and we go, okay, IE 2016 was part of my major. And we go EV 1005 was part of my credit points for here. So I now know I've only got one more subject to go in here. So go back to our plan, we go SY 2005, and I'm starting to fill in my 18 credit points here. So it's a good visual way of knowing that you're starting to complete your criteria. And if you really want to, you could put in a sum here. It says equals sum of 9 credit points minus whatever the answer to this one is, 0. So again, you can just copy that along and just change the credit point total to make it relevant. I just took 9 out and replaced it with 9, didn't I? That was a bit silly. So again, we can see that we're on our way to getting our 72, but we've got 39 credit points to go. 3 of them need to be put in here, 15 of them, 6, 15. So again, we go back to our plan and we go, okay, what am I going to put in to semester 2. Semester 2, here I did 3 subjects, and then I started doing my core. So I can put in IA 2013 there. We've got our core in here. We look at our plan. We've got 2 cores there in 1 semester, and IA 2010. So you can see it's all slowly going down, heading towards completion. And then, although these look like there's a lot of subjects there, don't forget this is a teaching period, and so some of these were actually completed in blocks over, like this CV 1200 was a effective speaking subject for public speaking, and that was done in a week. and I think it was around Christmas time, so after the semester had finished. And that's a good way if you find, like here, that I only managed due to health issues at the time to do one subject and a block subject, that later on you're struggling to get your numbers down here. You've got time here to look for block subjects. This was a block subject, the only P in my degree, Women's Studies. You can put those blocks in and make up your time that way. And then the final semester, which I did with a broken foot and got permission to overload because and this is the other thing, because I had this shortened time here, I wanted desperately to finish my degree in 3 years, and I also didn't want to do one subject in semester 1 year 4, because that would have been just one subject. So I asked permission from the university to overload, and I managed to overload. And again, you can see here that you've got your 72, so that is equals sum, and then adds up all the credit points here. So you know that you've achieved your credit points. So it's again just double checking here. And then in here, maybe because I've got an ego, I'm not sure, or maybe it's because I was so self-conscious that I needed a bit of a boost, I decided to figure out how many HDs, distinctions, credits and passes I had. So in here your formula is count F, and it's selected the whole square here from B1 straight down through to I32. And basically it says count if any of those squares in there contain what is written in square F33, which is HD, and it returns 11. And the same down here, so everything remains the same, the B1 through to I32, just this changes down here to the next section down. So I will put a template for this, or link to the template in the video. And again, I won't go through the rest of this, but you can see that actually if I just copy and Control V and paste it back in, we now know that we've been achieving the criteria. Now, this might seem quite convoluted to some people, and that's fine. You know, I don't advocate everything I do as being the be-all and the end-all. It's up to people whether they want to follow it or not. But this is something that helped me keep on track of what I was doing and how I was doing it, and making sure I achieved what I needed to achieve within the 3-year time frame. Okay, so if you like that, excellent, and if you can use it, I'll put a link up to the template, and if you've got any questions or queries, try and drop them into the comments and I'll do my best to get back to them. Thanks again for your time, and good luck with your studies.